Most retirement planning tools will give you a green light or a red light, pass or fail. You either can retire or you can't. But that's not how retirement actually works. The real question isn't whether you have enough, it's whether your income, your investments, and your tax strategy are coordinated into a system that adapts. One that tells you when you can spend more, when you need to pull back, and how every lever affects the others. Today, I'm going to take you inside Income Lab, the tool I use when building retirement income plans, and show you exactly how I solve for that. Not just one number, but the interaction between three levers: your investment allocation, your tax strategy, and your income guardrails. I'm going to use a fictional household, the Buffetts, retiring at 60 with about $5 million, and walk you through how I'd actually build the retirement paycheck system from the inside. If you're within a few years of retirement with $2 million or more, and you've been wondering what this process actually looks like behind the scenes, this is it. Let me show you how it works. So here's where everything starts. This is the Income Lab dashboard for the Buffett household, retiring at age 60. At the top, you see two numbers: current portfolio balance, just over $5 million, and the retirement paycheck the plan is generating, $238,000 per year. That's their annual spending, net of taxes, net of savings, net of variable expenses. But what I want you to focus on is below that. You see the guardrail triggers. If the portfolio climbs to about 5.5 million, income increases to 265,000. If it drops to around 3.5 million, income decreases to 224,000. This is the guardrail system in action. It's not a fixed withdrawal, it's a dynamic range, a ceiling and a floor that adjusts based on what the portfolio actually does. Now, the question is, how do we get to these numbers? That's where the three levers come in. The first lever is the investment allocation, and this screen answers a very specific question. How does your asset mix affect the size of your retirement paycheck? You can see 6 different strategies here, ranked from aggressive at the top down to conservative at the bottom. Aggressive generates about $21,000 per month. Conservative drops to about $15,100. That's a spread of nearly $6,000 per month just from the allocation decision. Now, most people's instinct is to go aggressive because the number is bigger, but here's what matters. This isn't a growth decision anymore. This is a distribution decision. You're not trying to maximize the portfolio, you're trying to maximize sustainable income. And that means factoring in volatility, sequence risk, and how the allocation interacts with the other two levers. For the Buffetts, a moderate allocation lands at about $19,800 a month. That's where income reliability, growth potential are balanced for their specific timeline. The second lever is the tax strategy, and this is the one most retirees either ignore or oversimplify. What you're looking at is a list of every tax strategy Income Lab can model, sorted by average lifetime tax rate. At the top, Roth conversions filling the 24% bracket comes in at about 8.3%. At the bottom, strategies that deplete tax-deferred accounts first push the average rate above 15%. The difference between the best and the worst strategy here for this household is over $1 million in lifetime taxes. Same household, same portfolio, same spending, just a different withdrawal sequence and Roth conversion approach. Now let me show you the break-even analysis. This compares the Roth conversion strategy against the default withdrawal order. You can see the two lines cross in the year 2048. That's the break-even point. Before that, Roth conversions cost more because you're paying tax up front. After that, the Roth strategy wins and the gap widens every year because you've eliminated future RMDs and reduced taxable income in later years. For the Buffetts, filling the 24% bracket is the sweet spot. It keeps them below IRMA thresholds, avoids triggering higher Medicare premiums, and produces the lowest lifetime tax bill. The third lever is the guardrails themselves, and this is where it all comes together. Here you see the current income, $26,400 per month, that's the paycheck the system has solved for, given the investment allocation and tax strategy we just set. Above it is the upper guardrail. If the portfolio reaches 5.5 million, income reaches to $28,900 per month. Below it is the lower guardrail. If the portfolio drops to about 3.6 million, income decreases to $25,000. Notice how tight that lower adjustment is. It's not a catastrophic cut. It's about a 5% reduction. That's by design. The guardrail system isn't about panic, it's about small, proactive adjustments that keep the plan on track without disrupting your lifestyle. And this is the key insight. These guardrails aren't set in isolation. They're the output of the investment and tax decisions that you already made. Change the allocation, the guardrails shift. Change the tax strategy, the guardrails shift. Everything is connected. So after we've set all three levers, investments, taxes, and guardrails, we stress test it. This is kind of like the Monte Carlo simulation. It runs the Buffett's plan through hundreds of historical market scenarios and asks how often does the plan deliver at or above the target income. 98% of the scenarios come in above plan. The average upside is 40% above the planned income. And in the worst 2% of scenarios, the plan dips only 3% below target. Worst case, 7% below. That's what a coordinated system looks like. It's not just can they retire, it's how resilient is the income system across a wide range of market outcomes. And with the levers dialed in correctly, the Buffett plan holds up across nearly every scenario the model can throw at it. So that's the process. Not one decision, not one number, three levers: investment allocation, tax strategy, and income guardrails, all calibrated together. And that's really the shift. In the accumulation phase, your only lever was contributions and growth. In distribution, you have three levers that interact with each other. Pull one, the others move. The job isn't to optimize every single lever, it's to coordinate all three into a system that adapts. If you're approaching retirement with $2 million or more and you want to see what this looks like for your specific situation, that's exactly what we do at Corso Wealth. We build guardrails-based retirement income plans like this one, coordinated around your numbers. You can learn more at corsowealth.com. The link is also in the description. If this was helpful, subscribe. I put out new episodes on distribution phase retirement strategy every week. I'll see you on the next one.